Hey, Joe Gill here, and this is an update on Pattaya and Bangkok. Basically, the major update is just with the bar fines. They were, they have musical bar fines. It's crazy. Down in Pattaya, if you watch the live on scene videos, there's like in North Pattaya, like around the Pitbull bar area or Drinking Street down in North Pattaya, it's like 300 bahts, 300 to 500 bahts or whatever. Whereas if you go to the go-go bars down in Walking Street, I've been told it's up around 1,000 bahts. And then I was told by somebody else that it varies around time, the time of the evening. If you're going to go there to the go-go bar and take a girl out of the bar like before midnight, I was told it's going to be a bit more expensive. Now, if it's after midnight, it's going to be around 1,000 bahts, but that's about how high the go-go bars can be, which is around $27. So you're looking at $27 at the most, and this is both in Bangkok and in Pattaya. You're looking at basically, like $27 to pull the girl out, then about another 1,500 bucks. She's going to ask, I don't know how much you can bargain her down, but they're going to try and get 2,000, at least 2,000 or 1,500 from you, bahts. So you're looking at least another $27, another 1,000 bahts for the girl, which is going to cost you about $54. So you're looking at it in general, in a sense, in a go-go bar, in an actual go-go bar club, and I'll just kill two birds with one stone. Whether you're in down in Pattaya, whether you're in or in Bangkok, it's going to run you over 50 bucks, 50, 60, probably onwards up to 100. So the price has gone up. And the crazy thing is the bar fines are they have these musical bar fines. I mean, 10, 15 years ago, it was just set. It was just one 500 bahts, that's it. It didn't matter what it was. It was just simple outdoor drinking bar like what I filmed in North Pattaya, Drinking Street. Even those little, like down Drinking Street, you see all those little square bars. Each one of those has their own particular bar fine, the cheapest being 300 bahts. And it can go up to 400. It's kind of whatever they make it. It's kind of crazy because I remember I did pull a girl and take a girl back to my hotel room. The funny thing is that they said their bar fine at that particular beer bar that I was sitting at, they said, oh, it was 500 bahts. But and then she said, oh, but since you bought a lady drink, which I did, I bought like a drink or two for, I was kind of like conned into it in a sense. They said, oh, since you bought a couple lady drinks, it's like 400 bahts. And I go, well, I thought the going rate around here was 300. She's all, well, no, not here. So each one of those little bars, even if you go to drink in North Pattaya, if you're up in North Pattaya, is going to have musical rates. Same thing in Bangkok. I went at the Nana Plaza. I went to one of the go-go's. One of them said 700 bahts was the bar fine. One of them was 1,000. So it's just kind of crazy. I don't know. The impression I've already gotten that you can't negotiate on a bar fine. It's just the price is the price, and you gotta, that's what you gotta pay. So I would always stick with the freelancers. Now, as far as the general scene on Walking Street, it's changed. Some reason I remember a little bit more go-go bars, but now it looks like just to have more regular, like clubs or bars, regular bars or discotheques and stuff like that. Like, for instance, and they're like racially or culturally specified. They have two way down at the other end that are Russian, completely Russian, and pretty much only Russian people hang out at. And there's two. There's a discotheque and all that. Remember when in the old videos, in the old Pattaya video, I talk about Tony's discotheque? Well, it's still there, but it's sort of changed. It says Tony's. It's now an Indian bar. Like one side is an Indian bar, the other side is an Iranian. And I actually went in not knowing, thought that maybe one part of it was Indian, one was just like a regular tourist, but the whole bar, what used to be what I saw as Tony's discotheque from 10 years ago, completely changed to India. And I'm talking Indians from India, the country of India and all that. So, yeah, but there were freelancers in there. So you might just want to check around, because some of those discotheques, they still have freelancers. And my recommendation is I go there, because that's how you're going to get around, avoid any bar fee or any bar fine, and just pay the basic $1,000 or whatever you can negotiate. Because I think even now the freelancers, they try to, when you ask them, generally they're going to try and say 2,000 bahts. They're at least going to say 1,500, 2,000. So now you have to negotiate your way down to 1,000. Like I said, which is about $27. So yeah, so they have an Indian bar, which is it's the old Tony's discotheque, was dedicated to Indians. And next door they have the Iranian bar. Then out in front they kind of have like 5 or 6 or 7 or whatever lady boys hanging out that are freelancing out in front. So that's down at the end. They still had the Lucifer disco. That was still there. Oh, and then they had another discotheque I think I forgot to mention, and there was the Marine disco. And then one of the Brits that I met, I went to go meet a British friend of mine who flew in from London, and then he had another buddy who basically been going to Bangkok for years, living there. He lives there for 2 months out of the year. He told me of right at the beginning of Walking Street, right off to the right, there's another like freelance bar. If you want freelance, that's what I recommend. That's where I recommend you go. Other than that, as far as Pattaya and as far as Walking Street, then I learned of another place with another bunch of bars, which is kind of up beyond Pattaya too. So you got the main Pattaya Beach Road, then it curves around, then you got Pattaya 2, and up above that, around like Soi 13, above Pattaya 2, around like Soi 13-4 or Soi 14, you go up a road up there. There's another whole different drinking scene that, believe it or not, I never knew about. It's called LK Metro. And again, from what I was told, that's where it's funny. I've been told that Pattaya is all divided up into sections. Apparently where I stayed were around where the Pitbull bar is, and and all that stuff. And some of the bars, if you walk further down the other end, it's all German. They're kind of like German-oriented bars. And like I said, I told you about the Russian and the Indian. Everything, it's weird. They say we're supposed to be a united people, but I don't care. Everything is divided up in race and culture, as you will see if you go to Pattaya. Now, if you're an American like me, apparently LK Metro is where the Americans and the British, or the English-speaking people, tend to hang. That's sort of our section of Pattaya. Believe it or not, the Russians have the far end, and the Indians and the Iranians, they have the very tail end. The Russians and the Indians and the Middle Easterns, they tend to have the back end of Walking Street. The Germans, they have North Pattaya. We Americans, we have the other side, the other end of Pattaya, up above Pattaya Land, Pattaya 2, and that's supposedly where the Americans and the British hang out. But I only went there for just a minute, but it looked like it would be a decent place to go out. So yes, when you go down the Pattaya, depending on where you're from or what race or culture you want to hang out, pick a culture and then go there and suck back a few cold ones, I guess. But it wasn't like that 10 years ago. It wasn't like culturally or racially divided, but now you got a lot of specific races. Honestly, the most dominating from what I've seen is the Russians. I've seen so many freaking Gavariti Ruskis down there. It's insane. Not that I have nothing against them. I kind of like them. I prefer them. I almost picked up on I had a Russian girl flirting with me on one of the little blue pickup taxis, which you'll see in one of my videos right before as I enter Walking Street. And Yeah, I'd rather be sticking my dick in one of those females than any race, since we're being racial right now. To me, that's the master race, to be sticking my cock in as a Russian woman. If you want to know my personal taste or whatever, but so I didn't mind it at all. And then, of course, it wouldn't cost me money. It wouldn't cost me a bar fine, or it wouldn't cost me, 2 cents or $2, because if I would have picked up a Russian female tourist, and at that time of the year in January, obviously it's all snowy and cold in Siberia and northern England and Europe, so there was a lot of them down there. Anyway, moving on. That basically sums up Pattaya. Those were the biggest changes and all that. However, as compared to Pattaya and drinking is cheaper. You're going to save about $1 to $2. Drinking a bottle of beer in Pattaya is going to run you roughly, especially in North Pattaya, anywhere from $2 to $2.50. However, in Bangkok, it's going to run you from $3.50 to $5 a drink for a simple bottle of beer. Same thing if you're going to get a legitimate massage, like you want to get a head, a neck, or shoulder massage, or a Thai massage, it's only going to run you $5, $5.30 in Pattaya. Whereas in Bangkok, it's going to run you $8, $7 to $10. So it's up to you. Either way, it's cheap, because here in America, you hire any masseuse, they want $50, $60, and if they do the little happy ending, they want another $50. That's if you get one of these private masseuses that went to, massage school, and, you hear word of mouth, and it's just like, yeah, I'll do a massage for $50, $60, and you want a happy ending, I'll charge you another $50. So there you go. That's one thing Thailand's great for. If you want just a regular legitimate massage, you're looking at $5 to $10 for an hour, or even 2 hours. As close to $50, $60 or $100 with a happy ending, or whatever, $100 in the United States. So if you go for anything, go for the massage, and of course it's going to be expensive. The drinks and the legitimate is going to be expensive. And like I said, I went over bar fines over there. Like I said, in Bangkok, go-go bars, 700, 1,000 bahts. They seem to play musical prices with each business, which was ridiculous. And then freelance, like I said, it seems the same. I got the vibe that you can get a chick for 1,000 bahts. Like I said, the thing is, you more have to negotiate. They might try to hit you up for 1,500 for a short time, 2,000. You say, no, I thought it was 1,000. However, and they're out there, you can kind of spot them around there from as early as 2 o'clock in the morning up until 4 a.m. And like I said, I recommend, if you're willing to go for an older Thai lady, if you're open-minded, like say like 50 plus years, they do hang out. A couple of them do hang out, like right in front of the Nana, like right in the outdoor thing in front of the Nana, if you want. And you can probably get them for anywhere. They ask for 1,000 bahts for short time, but if you want short time, you can probably get them for 700. Matter of fact, I know you can probably get it for 700 bahts, 700, maybe even 500, if you really negotiate. 500, which is 500 bahts is about $14 or $13.50. 700 is, so you can get them for anywhere from $14 to $20 or $22 for a short time. That's if you're interested in an older, instead of banging somebody in between 21 and 35, you can get somebody 50 to 60 years old. And but freelance, it doesn't seem to change much, and the bulk of the freelancers are out there, by 8 or 9 o'clock at night, and they're all standing, either out in front of the, all standing out in front of the Nana, or they're kind of in some of the regular bars that go down the street. There's like a Hillary 2, a Hillary 4, and there's other, you can pick them up and pull them from the bar if they're standing on the street. And you probably have to negotiate a lot more than what I did and what you did 10, 15 years ago, but you can probably get them, like I said, for 1,000. You can probably get them down to 1,000. So As far as that, just a little bit of increase in the Nana. The entrance of the Nana looked like it narrowed down, and the layout of the Nana looked different, but I guess that's irrelevant. Oh, another major change. Just one more thing before I go. They now have a Ladyboy bar, or a couple of Ladyboy bars actually in the Nana Entertainment, and it says that. I was walking around there trying to look at the different bars, and one said such and such. I don't know. It said such and such, and it said Ladyboy bar. So before it was like Nana was just like a cul-de-sac, like a U area with 3 stories, and it just had go-go bars and go-go bars around it. But I did detect up on the 2nd floor on the right side, there was like an actual whole bar that was just like Ladyboys or whatever. So that wasn't existent. Everything there was legitimately all female. So just to give you a heads up or let you know, but it lets you know. You know, it says it right there, so you're not going to be duped or whatever. It's not like you have to second look or second guess it. But anyway, that's it. That's all for the update. Like, subscribe, comment, do what you got to do. Talk to you later. Stay tuned for the next video.